for teaching you who the beatdown is, because the way the combat system in Hearthstone works is it very much encourages you or rewards you for correctly identifying your role in any given game. All right. This hand's kind of a stinker, right? This hand's kind of a stinker, right? It's got Terminus in the opener. It doesn't have a white source. Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan. I don't currently have Vexcro in my current Tempo Mage list, Nivik. Yep. I'm gonna bottom that. I'm gonna go ahead and fetch a Breeding Pool here and cast Serum Visions on one. This deck is very good at hitting its land drops, which is nice. Serum Visions plus these ramp spells mean you curve out most games nicely. What do you mean? Every Hearthstone card there, I mean, like, there are cards that generate random things, but there's cards that generate random things in Magic too. Sweet, we get a forest. It's not a white source, but Sakura-Tribe Elder will get us a white source. I wrote an article here talking about my experience in Hearthstone and relating it to my experience playing Magic. If you want some more details on that, feel free to read. I talk about why I feel Hearthstone probably has less variance than Magic in a lot of ways. I feel like especially once you've played Magic a ton, you kind of become a little bit blinded to the fact just like how much resource variance plays into the games that you're playing. Yeah, there's a lot of cards that have a lot of variance in them that are popular in Magic. Bloodbraid Elf, Collected Company, Aetherworks Marvel was so good it had to be banned. Like, this, I mistapped here. I should have left the planes up, obviously, with this Path to Exile. They could be playing Storm, which could punish me even more for not leaving this up. They could go like Baral or Electromancer here. I was talking and not paying attention to how I was clicking. I was just like, oh, this is a dual land. I should leave my dual land up. They are, in fact, playing Storm. Yep. I'm gonna go get another island here, I think. It's a decent draw. So I can do this, I can path this, and I can mana leak next turn, which is nice. One or two, getting into the trials, like his ability. So the problem is, the problem with getting is like, look at the lands I have in play right now. I think even trying to stretch the mana to play Supreme Verdict is sometimes hard in this deck. We have a lot of double green and double blue cards early and triple blue cards in this deck. So I think trying to get double white early is going to be difficult consistently. What definitions are you using to differentiate between a CCG and a TCG? Well, it's literally in their words. TCG stands for trading card game. So if you can trade the cards with other people, it is a TCG by definition. Whereas a CCG, a collectible card game, the cards are collectible, but you can't trade them. Every trading card game is automatically a collectible card game, but not every collectible card game is a trading card game in the digital era. So Hearthstone is a collectible card game because it has cards that you collect, but it is not a trading card game because you can't trade the cards in it. Really need a source of card advantage here. Planeswalker of some sort. Jace, Teferi, Nissa. Something to get the flow of cards going. CCGs. Yeah, don't necessarily have, that's true, yeah. Zach, Netrunner, I believe by definition is what's referred to as a living card game. Yeah, Netrunner is a living card game. And for those that like definitions, a living card game is a card game where you just buy a box set and get every card that the game contains. Yeah, so Epic, Netrunner, those are living card games. No, this water bottle is free. It's got a company logo on it there. This stream is in no way sponsored or endorsed by State Farm Insurance, but State Farm, if you're out there, it certainly could be. If you haven't played Epic before, Epic's a great living card game. I've heard good things about Netrunner 2, but I haven't played much of it. Epic's working. I really wish Epic would finish their digital client. Their digital client is just like, has been on like hiatus basically. Is this gonna be a gifts with remand up? What are they doing? Am I just getting like, what is going on? I'm gonna counter target instant, that one right there. I think Epic has a lot of potential if they just finish their digital client. Their digital client is a good start. It's just like missing the last few bits. That's good for us. Hey, look, a clock. It's not one of our sources of card advantage, but it's a clock. Sweep that guy away. At least their hand is as good as bad as our hand, so we got that going for us. They ritualed the play around leak. Oh, we did show them mana leak. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, when Epic gets a full release in digital, I'll definitely be streaming it. I've enjoyed Epic's gameplay a lot. Honestly, I think the biggest problem with Epic is I think Epic probably has too little variants to ever be particularly popular. Epic is extremely low variance in my time spent playing it. Keep building a house of bricks, please. Please, I need this, opponent. I have played Eternal. Eternal's mulligan system really turns me off. In Eternal, if your game has resource variance in it, I find a best of one system for matches very frustrating. So the fact that Eternal's ladder system is best of one and their mulligan system is very lazy, I find annoying. Might as well. To be fair, this matchup's pretty bad for us game one, but we've also gone through 22 cards in our deck without any of our 6 planeswalkers so far. And we did counter 2 of their Gifts Ungiven. Gifts Ungiven is one of the ways the opponent's deck really gets going. So the fact that we've countered 2 of those is a big deal. We also haven't drawn a Courser. Courser would have been very good. And now they have to go off next turn, right? So kill me. No, I'm lying. Please don't kill me. I want to win. I want to win. Don't kill me. I want to win. Don't kill me. Please, no. Stop it. No, don't do it. Is that because of where I'm from? No, that's just how I talk. Holy crap, they drew way more bricks than we did. God bless us, everyone. Tireless Tracker is just A+ here. He gets to draw cards and beat down. What am I trimming? How many ways do I want to kill goblins post board? Probably 2 to 3. Is 3 enough? I think 3 is enough, right? What do you think about 3 ways to kill goblins post board? I think I like it. I think I'm gonna trim explore. Search is pretty good. I need 4 more cuts here, chat. I think 3 for Warrens is good. Yeah, that's true. Time Warp's pretty bad against Remand. I like that. We could trim a Path to Exile. Usually you cut Cryptic. I don't know that we have enough counterspells to cut Cryptic. I guess maybe we do. We're boarding in 4 more. I could cut a Cryptic and a Path. Courser gives us card selection. Well, I didn't build this deck. The original deck I didn't build. I just played a deck list that someone sent us and we jammed 2 Teferis in it. I'm gonna do this. Let's do this. This is probably too slow. Is Purge good enough? Probably not. No, I like that last game, chat. I need ways to actually kill them. And Jace not only can provide some disruption, but he does eventually win the game. You know, forever and away later. We need ways to actually close the game, chat. We got exceptionally lucky for our opponent to brick as long as they did in that first game. If we would have had a Planeswalker going, we wouldn't have needed to get as lucky as we did. Yeah, if they're on Ascension, Purge is good. If I see Pyromancer's Ascension, I'll bring Purge in for game 3. If they show us Ascension, I will bring in the Purge. It's a good pickup. I don't think I need to hold up Negate this turn. I guess. Nah, I'm just gonna play the Sunpetal tapped and pass. Because if they play like a Dork this turn, I could path it and then untap a Nissa, I think. They could pieces here. Yeah, if they pieces, I'm a little sad I didn't hold Negate up. Wow, they got a bunch of choices there. So what do they put in their hand? Do you market sponsors or do they come to me? It's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Oh, they just took double pieces there. All right, so they're setting up for a super long game. Well, I'm going to put my Grizzly Bear into play then. Cast Lay the Land. Grey Ogre. What's that card called? There was a standard legal card that got a... It was a Grey Ogre that got a land out of your deck. Any basic land. I forget what it's called. Yep, pieces resolves. Save Serum Visions. See what they take here. Borderland Ranger. Yeah, Borderland Ranger. Borderland Ranger was the one. They put Wipe Away and Manamorphose into their hand. Do I play out this EE for 2 proactively because I have Detention Sphere? I think I do. I think I just want to put this out here. Just gonna spend my mana here, I think. They showed us a Dispel, so they should have some counter magic of their own here too. That is true. Nissa 2 does not currently get a land. So if we draw a land next turn, we get to flip Miss Vastwood Seer over. Mana Confluence, and they've been to Cascade Bluffs here too. Their mana base has some interesting choices in it. The way this draw is lined up is making me regret leaving all 4 paths in. Dispel's an okay draw. Should I have attacked with this? Maybe with the Dispel draw I should have attacked with this. Awesome, Apprentice. Yep, just keep on trucking. Keep on rolling. Keep on rolling. Path Nissa, play new Nissa. That doesn't, there's not another forest in my deck for new Nissa to get, so that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work out for me very well. Is that like a bunch of remands? Maybe I'm just not supposed to cast a spell and I should have just like fired up this Colonnade and beat them down over these turns. I can't path this one while this one is in play the way the legend rule works. And this one has to see the 7th land enter play in order to flip. Yep. They found some cantrips. They took Slight and Opt. That doesn't surprise me. If we draw another brick this turn, I might path my tracker to flip the Nissa. It's a shame that flipping this isn't optional, because if it was actually fetch, no, it's not quite lethal. This is a donation list. I've updated it with some of my own choices at this point though. So I want to crack them for 5 here. And then I'm going to go ahead and play the Prairie stream and flip my Nissa over. This wasn't lethal here because flipping Nissa isn't optional. She just happens. That's pretty good. We drew a Negate. There's a Cryptic Command on top. I mean, I guess we just top here and hope Negate plus these Path to Exiles is enough to kill them. I think that's the plan. It was lethal if we could choose not to flip this. That is correct. That's why I read her when I was counting. Would have been able to put a counter. We would have been able to animate this, attack, and then before damage, use this plus the other land to put a counter in here. Sure. Because I think the game's ending this turn one way or another, so I don't think it really matters. Oh, geez, are they splicing here? Splicing here would be very good for us. Just gonna try and constrain their mana as much as possible here. Yep. And then I'm pretty sure at this point we save the negate for their Past in Flames. They have 9 mana floating here basically though. We're probably dead. Although I guess one of their cards is Wipe Away. So we'll see. If they can Past in Flames plus have enough mana left over to flashback Past in Flames and flashback a ritual, we could be in trouble here. I suppose they could also just play another mana creature out here. They could go tap Island, cast Baral, or Electromancer. And we are up a game 2 still, so they're digging. They're digging. Yeah, and hopefully if they do end up going off, they empty the Warrens, we just like de-sphere and get them. They just topped with an opt, so they have 10 mana here. That's 1 short of being able to pass plus flash it back. Am I dead yet? Yep. Yeah, their best chance against Control X a lot of the time is going in on empty. So I am on the green-black rock train now. I am trying a Garruk Relentless over a Fatal Push, and it's doing decently. I don't know that I really like trimming the 4-ofs. I like having lots of consistent 4-ofs. Their last card is Wipe Away, right? Where'd the Wipe Away go? Oh, they binned it earlier, but they have nothing. They just like, all right. They bricked off. Got it. Man, this is like, our opponent is the least lucky Storm player I have ever played against. Holy crap. There's only 23 cards left in their deck, chat. There's only 23 cards left in their deck. All right. All right. Well, hopefully our opponents continue being unlucky today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer, memer, content producer, whatever you want to call me here on Twitch. I stream Magic 30 plus hours a week. If you are enjoying my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the reason I'm able to do what I do as often as I do it. Subscriptions start at $4.99 a month, or if you're one of the many people out there who has Amazon Prime, you get Twitch Prime included in that for free. If you link your Amazon and Twitch accounts, that lets you support a content producer of your choice every single month. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell Magic online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. Mack Weldon provides premium men's clothing. Using code Jeff Hoagland at bit.ly/HoogleClothes, you can save 20% on your first order of premium t-shirts, collared shirts, underwear, shorts, all sorts of great stuff there. Thanks everyone for hanging out here today. We're 1-0 in this league with an updated version of the Bant Super Friends deck we played yesterday. So that makes us 6-0 altogether with this archetype across 2 leagues. Having a good time activating Teferis and Jaces and all sorts of stuff. Deck's kind of a hoot. And we're winning matches with it, so that's a lot of fun. Just 2 of .deck. So where is the alley you sold your soul at? Look, I can't let too many people in on that. Where did Anaronics go? Alex, if you haven't caught the stream recently, when I added the 6th sponsor, I now have 2 different sponsor pages. So that way I have 2 short sponsor pages as opposed to 1 really long one. Because my goal is to make more Magic content, not be a giant ad break. The ad breaks are important, but Magic is the focus. This game seems okay. It's got a path. The Terminus and the opener kind of sucks, but, you know, depending if they're like a mid-range deck, we could just like cast this at some point too. Did some of the sub emotes go away? I got rid of the Dingler emote because that was a Hex thing and we're no longer streaming Hex on the channel. Why to cast Path after the explosive triggers on the stack? Everything they needed to be instant speed anyways. Well, it actually didn't end up working out that way, Coma Cake, because like if I would have let the rituals is this another Storm deck? Is this the same Storm player? Feels like another Storm deck, right? I hope it's not another. I don't actually think Storm's that good of a matchup for us. I think we got pretty lucky to win that last match. Just make 3 more ad pages and add generic music, right? I've been streaming Magic again for almost a year now. I did take a bit of a short break, but I've been back at it for a year now. Mana Leak's a great draw. I'm actually just gonna wait on the Nissa since I have plenty of lands in my hand. I didn't finish what I was saying about Path to Exiles. Good lord, don't spell snare me. Just getting super fucking punished for not playing this. That's really frustrating. Oh, all right. I guess they could have been a control deck, and I should have hedged that and played the Flooded Strand accordingly. We do get to fix our mana here a little bit, which is nice, but like we'd just be in a really good spot if I had a Plains in play, and like I don't have a Plains now, so we're gonna be pretty far behind because of it. That being said, Sakura-Tribe Elders can still find us basics. You have a Cryptic Command? Hey man, sure. I definitely should have fetched a basic. Yep. Opponent might be playing Skred. We have a lot of basics, and we have ways to find basics, so I think this matchup's fine for, like, Blood Moon's a fine card against us on average. Like, it just wasn't on my mind after we just got done playing against Storm, so, like, I didn't play out the Flooded Strand, and then we got appropriately punished. And we're playing Teamer. I assume we're losing the Courser here. The weakness of Blue Moon is that it's just got a bunch of mediocre cards in it, and it's like leaning on Blood Moon to try and cheese games out because the power level of the rest of its cards just aren't very good. Are you asking about the Path to Exile thing still, Coma Cake? My opponent had more rituals in their hand, and they actually weren't able to play all the rituals out because I ended up fighting aggressively over their creature that was in play in response to them casting the other rituals. So, like, my opponent had a Manamorphose in hand. The Manamorphose would have made them 1 additional mana had they been able to cast it while the mana creature was in play. Hex had a combination of their standard format being a little bit sour, and then when their standard format's sour, they don't support their non-rotating format at all, really. And then you combine that with the fact that they let their format, the cost of playing Constructed in Hex got really expensive. Like, the best decks were like $200 and $300 for digital cards, and like in their rotating format, it was $300 to play standard. Yes, they would be able to play it, but they wouldn't be able to. Yeah, just this whole game we lost because I played the wrong fetch line on 2. They were able to play it, but it didn't net them a mana, because when you cast Manamorphose with a Baral out, it costs you 1 mana, and it gets you back 2. All right, let's get these sweepers out of my deck. This probably isn't very good. Some of these paths, actually all of these paths can probably go. Engineered Explosives is probably fine. This can actually kill Blood Moon. Do I want to trim? Cryptic Command is probably a little bit hard to cast consistently. They're also probably bringing in Dispels of their own, so trimming one of those seems fine. Cashing out of Hex is very difficult, Chad, because of how screwed up their market is. There's Time Warps in our deck because they're good with our Planeswalkers. Yeah, Elspeth's probably fine. Yeah, Jace, if we... This is exactly the type of matchup where you do want Jace. Jace is very good in a matchup like this. The type of matchup where we're generally going to be going long. The only reason that game ended up ending so quickly was because we fetched him properly and the Vendilion Click got to beat us down. I mean, there's nothing wrong with playing Hex. If you enjoy playing Hex, like, you should play it. People just asked me why I stopped, so I gave the reasons why I stopped. When we finished the match, No Wit, I definitely commented that you are possibly the most unlucky Storm player I had ever played against. And I genuinely meant that. Hope the rest of your league you run a little bit better than you did against me. Seems like okay. You need some lands, but our deck has a lot of mana in it. I mean, kinda, Tom. If they actually wanted people to be able to play casual formats, they'd let people, like, I feel like there's so much low-hanging fruit. I'm gonna go on a Hex rant here for a minute, so sorry to the Magic players that haven't played. There's so much fucking low-hanging fruit that Hex never picked that it's extremely frustrating. Like, their deck editor never getting importing or exporting from text. The fact that you can't just build a deck with any amount of cards that you want in it and challenge a friend to a game. Like, there's all these really little things that would be trivial effort to implement. And then they created Siege Mode. It's just like, what? There's all this other stuff that you could have and probably should have done, but we got Siege Mode, I guess. I think I played the Field of Rune out as opposed to the basic planes here because I want to be able to filter this into a basic land ASAP against the Blood Moon deck. It means I can't play Bant Charm this turn, but like the odds of me wanting to play Bant Charm this turn are low. What is Siege Mode? Siege Mode is something, it's a player versus, it's a computer, it's a thing that lets you play against the computer. It's something it's kind of neat, but like, while it's neat, it took a lot of dev effort to make it happen, and like, while they've let so many other things that like would have taken very minimal dev effort not happen, having something like Siege Mode happen feels really weird to me. So I don't think that Siege was bad. I just think that Hex is a small dev team with minimal resources. So to see them spend their small amount of resources making Siege Mode when there's like all these little things that never got done seems really strange and frustrating to me. Deal. Having a second negate here is good. Yeah, they're like, and they just don't have support for playing constructed, right? And like, all I play is constructed. So like the fact that their ladder resets every 2 months, and I play the ladder for like 12 hours, then I'm done playing for the next 2 months. And like I said, I don't know, I don't want to become a person that just like sits there and complains about the game while I'm still playing it. So like, I feel like I gave constructive feedback. I asked Corey about stuff that I was interested in having happen, and then it didn't happen, so I just stopped playing it, right? Like, it's just like I say on stream all the time. I play games to have fun. So when I stop having fun playing the game, I just stop playing it. That should be it. I'm not agitated, I'm just loud. This is how I talk. You probably haven't watched the stream very much if you think how I'm talking right now is me agitated. You probably haven't watched much of the stream. This is just my normal mannerisms. Oh, you know what? I probably should have Bant Charmed this in response, huh? 10 out of 10 should have Bant Charmed this in response. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. Mistakes were made. I should have tried to tuck this in response there. If you want to see agitated, watch the If you want to see agitated, watch the Affinity video. Why Bant Charm in response? Because now I can't cast the Bant Charm, and I'm just getting beat down by this Vendilion click. All right, so next turn, I can Bant Charm this, plus do some other stuff. And then the following turn, I can Teferi with Dispel up, hopefully. The video where I turned the stream off was mostly just for comedic effect. It was a big punt mistake, and it felt like, yeah, Spare Deck went out of business. I don't know why they didn't post about it on social media. They are 10 out of 10 out of business. Wraith PK, it is a Twitch user side or your issue. You don't have some kind of setting right, or if you do have all your settings right, it's on Twitch side. Contact Twitch support if your notifications aren't working. I knew there was a reason I was leaving this fetch land untapped. This card's great. This card, great. This card is quite wonderful. Deal. Your move. This is kind of annoying, like they're slowly pressuring us here, and like again, my missequencing with the Bant Charm on the Vendilion click is gonna come back to bite us, because now Now I like took extra damage, which takes extra turns off the Snapcaster clock, which in conjunction with Lightning Bolt means we're gonna die faster. There we go. Oh, you're talking about sub notifications. Yeah, when you resub, you gotta refresh your page and then send it. Well, thank you for the 2-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. It always catches people because when you initially sub, you don't have to send the notification. It goes automatically. What are we doing here? We have another one. Another remand would actually be pretty bad for us here. Why didn't you halt their Snapcaster? Right, Bob? Asking the real questions. I feel like we're not going to get a chance to make up for the fact that I missequenced and punted game 1 by not playing my fetch land out on 3. I'm gonna fight over this time. This tracker needs to get into play. I need this tracker on the board. Even if it just eats a bolt, eating a bolt is better than my face eating a bolt later. That's pretty good for us. I'll fetch this now. Wow, that resolved. That's good for us. That's great for us, actually. I have no idea, Moondress. I honestly don't know. Yeah, Epic's a lot of fun. Epic's really well done, and the fact that it's a living card game is great for like the pricing model. I wonder if this is gonna be an unsummon. This might just be an unsummon, right? Really? Okay, so they're like digging for a bolt here? Or they already had the bolt. I feel like the pause there means they don't currently have the bolt. The pause to me feels like I don't have a bolt, but I'm going to go for it. No blocks. That's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Huh. I'm going to start by attacking this into here, right? And like they obviously don't have a lightning bolt, right? Or they would have done that already. Yeah, I'm taking the way they've sequenced to mean they don't have a lightning bolt. If we draw a land, untapped land here, that would have been great. All right, so now I'm gonna make green off of this, and then I think if we don't get burned out here, we should just be able to grind them out of this game. I think I'm just gonna make a 4/4 here. Like, they seem like they don't have tools to interact with the board here, so I'm just gonna make a 4/4. And I'm gonna play the Sakura-Tribe Elder. Go. And like next turn, I can Teferi with Negate up. They haven't played any lightning bolts yet, though. But again, the way they've sequenced, I feel like they don't have one currently. Well, if they bounce it with Jace, then they're not brainstorming, right? So I think trading -2 on my Nissa for -1 on their Jace is a fine exchange for us. I think that's an exchange I'm happy with. It also means they're not unsummoning my Tireless Tracker, which is also something I'd be kind of unhappy with. We do have 2 copies of Field of Ruin, yep. And I agree, it's very good with Teferi. So, for those that aren't familiar, shuffling with Field of Ruin is not optional. So when you do it, your opponent has to shuffle their deck. They don't have to get a land out of it, but they have to shuffle. All right, I assume this means they found some way to interact with the board. They kept a card on top of Serum Visions here, and they're not unsummoning my token. We could possibly just kill them with Time Warp next turn. Just like smash you, Time Warp, smash you. I probably should have done this earlier because I could have drawn a bolt here and then I'm not going to get a Tireless Tracker clue out of it. So they're going to Cryptic, tap bounce, or tap draw. I'm going to negate. They'll fight over it. I'll Time Warp. So I assume they know we're going to fight over this. And then they're going to fight back. And then our Time Warp's going to resolve. And again, just like people that were asking, like, why are we playing Time Warp instead of Oath of Teferi? Like, this is a pretty good example of why. We get, in addition to getting our Planeswalker activations, again, we get to take another combat step here. So here's the problem with Glittering Wish in Modern in my experience. The matches where you really need bullets in Modern, they're too brutal and fast for you to actually be able to get those bullets and use them efficiently with a card like Glittering Wish. So I think Glittering Wish is just too slow. How do we feel about these Obstinate Baloths? On the draw especially. How do we feel? I feel like gaining 4 is pretty good here. I feel like the games we're going to lose, they're going to burn us out of the game. What do we think? I kind of like the idea of this Obstinate Baloth. I'm going to cut this Bant Charm. I'm going to cut this Nature's Claim. We have Forests, we have Sakura-Tribe Elder, we have Nissa, Vastwood, Seer. We have lots of ways to find our basic lands. This is one of the best decks against Blood Moon that's playing multiple colors that I've played in a long time because of all of our ways to find our lands. And I have 1, 2, 3 ways to kill Blood Moon even if I cut this, so I think this is fine. How much more Magic today? I'm going to finish this league up, Apprentice, and then I'm going to be done for the day. Done with Magic. So we're going to finish this league. This is our second match, right? Yes, we're going to finish this match, and then we're going to play 2 more after it, and then we will, or 3 more after it, and then we're going to play some Hearthstone for a few hours. I said non-red. I don't know if you heard that qualifier. I said non-red. 3 color decks that have red in them are inherently reasonable against Blood Moon for that reason, because one of their colors is red. Yep, yeah, I agree, Brightstar. And we actually lost game 1 because I wasn't thinking about Blood Moon, so it caught us off guard and I didn't play my fetch land. No, we played Cobra Sahili earlier, Flip. We played it the league before this one. So if you missed it, it'll go up on YouTube after I'm done streaming today. If you already planned what decks we're going to play in Hearthstone, I'm going to start with Tempo Mage, but I'm not sure what else I'm going to play after that. Huh. I don't want to run Steve into a counterspell or a remand and then get Blood Moon, so I'm just going to play this land and pass here. It's a good way to lose the game. This way I get to fetch a basic island here. I'm going to Mana Leak them here. I really just want to use my mana this turn. And Mana Leak gets dead the later the game goes. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. There's a chance we catch them with their pants down. But I think this is a worthwhile aggression. I don't have Q-Block built, Nivik. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this, I think. Maybe I should play Courser here. Maybe this is a bad turn to jam this just because they could Jace me next turn. Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to pass with the Negate after they play the third land. They just, like, windmill Jace. We're going to be pretty sad here. Even windmilling Blood Moon's pretty bad for us. Yeah. I guess I get to play Courser. But this is the kind of game state where Jace is very good, right? This is the kind of game state where Jace is very good. I guess I'm... Huh. I'm going to go ahead and play Sakura-Tribe Elder and pop Sakura-Tribe Elder and then cast Serum Visions. So we have a lot of non-blue lands. I feel like people think blue is free more often than it is in my experience. We already have like a pretty demanding mana base, so like adding more early blue spells doesn't seem particularly good to me. I'm going to bottom this, top the forest. We need to just make sure we hit our land drops here. That way we can maybe curve out into this Elspeth to kill the Jace. Yeah, I really just can't, Big Mama. Like, I'd probably have to dump another $400 or $500 into Hearthstone in order to have enough decks to play people's decks on stream. So if these couple afternoons of Hearthstone for the next few weeks go okay, we have an okay amount of viewers for them and there's interest in it, I'd be okay putting that money in. But I already put $400 in just for like my personal enjoyment, but I really like, I have enough decks for me personally to enjoy at this point that I can't really justify putting in a large amount more money without knowing that there's like a reasonable return on content for it, basically. So I played the land before playing Courser because I want to be able to negate to fight over this. It's going to feel bad if there's a land on top of our deck, but I think trying to make this resolve is more important than that. Yep, that's a click. I'm actually pretty okay with them taking anything out of my hand here. Although I guess I kind of want my negate. This is our second match, Voltaic. The first one we boarded in Elspeth for. No, your rank is linked to your account. It'll be interesting to see. I guess they could take the Elspeth. They took the Negate, okay? And there's a Teferi on top, so like we weren't gonna hit a land next turn. Maybe now we can hit a land. I guess I have Snap Serum Visions as well here. This is the third time their Jace is activating those, so things are not looking good for our hero. I have 8 standard decks in Hearthstone Standard right now for $400. 8 decks. It's like $50 per deck. It's perfectly reasonable. What I said was I don't have every deck in their standard format. That's what I said. Declan's really liking Daycare. He was super excited to go back this morning, so hopefully that keeps up. Yeah, that's good against us. And this not attacking means I don't want to attack with this. I don't want to trade this for a Snapcaster Mage or whatever else they could have. That's a better question. How is Daycare liking Declan? I don't know. Hopefully they think he's okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and concede here, chat. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and concede. This is a game where the game's not gonna end for a lot of turns here, but we're not winning this game. We're not winning this game. So I'm gonna go ahead. Well, he's only gone for 1 day so far, LTCon. So I don't think we quite have enough data to really support any changes from Daycare. This is his 2nd day back. He started yesterday. Yeah, I did lose game 1 to a mistake. So 10 out of 10. Should have been more conscious of the fact that all those basic islands could represent Blood Moon and not Storm. And if I would have identified that, I would have played the right fetch land on 3, and then we would have had all 3 of our colors, and we wouldn't have just died to their Vendilion Click game 1. Yeah, so previously, I was just a stay-at-home dad. And this started making enough money, and I really enjoyed doing this, that I could maybe treat it like a job. So we're trying it over the summer. My wife and I made a budget, and if my sub count stays about where it's at, and the donation decks, you know, keep doing what they do, then maybe I'll do this long term. We'll see. I figured it can't hurt to try it for the summer. Definitely don't want a 5th land with this hand. Inventor's Fair. Could be Lantern, could be Prison, could be some kind of Tezzeret Brew. Oh, it's eggs. Okay. Can we really beat eggs? I'm not sure that we can. I guess we'll try. Yep. So far in my experience that the more time I've invested into streaming, the little bit more of a return that I've gotten. So if I grow a little bit larger, I'll keep doing this full time. And if the support flexes or it goes down a little bit, I'll just go back to doing this as a hobby. So just doing it, you know, 10 to 15 hours a week as opposed to the, you know, 30, 40 hours a week I'm doing it now. Yeah, Path is okay against the Stroller for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a Temple Garden here and do that, I think. Almost certainly Teferi, right? That's a good draw. More donation stretch goals, yep. All right, running hot. Let's draw a Jace or a Nissa here, or a Teferi, some kind of planeswalkers to get ahead with. Play this down to make him think about Cryptic Command. That's true. Castaway Jace has some muscles behind him, he looks like. Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, you know, this is just some of the variance that comes with Magic sometimes. We mulliganed, we kept a hand that has 2 spells. We drew one, the spell we drew was good, but like, we've only drawn 1 spell in 4 turns this game. Opponent's draw also kind of anemic. This Buried Runes, though, is going to get back this Crockclad Ironworks, and then they're probably going to bury us deep in the ground next turn. So kind of need to draw Cryptic, Counterspell, something like that. Hey, Navier, thank you for the $100 donation. Here's to me getting something fun to watch while I'm not writing code, and let's throw green-white elves in the queue. Thank you very much for that. I'll be happy to get that added in there. We'll start with that tomorrow then. Thank you very much for the support. Based on what I've read from people who are much smarter than myself, meaning Matt Nass and other people that have played the deck successfully, the only reason to play Emrakul in KCI is because you're worried about timing out on Magic Online. What's in the queue already? Oh, did you put elves in last week? You did put green-white elves in. Look at that. I'll see how close the link... Navier linked one from Star City Games, so maybe we'll do his and then we'll still leave yours in there. If they're the same list, I'll double them up, but if they're different, we can have them there twice. What do we got? Please no Scrap Trawler. God bless. God bless. Demonic Tutor says, it's a shame we can't flip the search yet. I have 1 Detention Sphere and 1 Bant Charm in my deck that can take this Crockclad Ironworks off the table. Mox Opal's like a pseudo brick, but like remember, every artifact nets the mana here, and Mox Opal is part of their infinite loop that eventually kills us. Shannon, I don't know if you were here for Grishelbrand this morning or not. We kind of blazed through it through bad beats and a misclick in the 3rd match, so I'm going to put that one back in the queue for you because I feel a little bit bad that we blazed out. All right, Scrap Trawler should be more dead. I'm just going to go ahead and pack it in here. Even if we're not deterministically dead, they're going to click through enough and draw enough cards that we're likely dead. All right. Negate's good, obviously. Claim's fine. Tracker's good for killing them. Rest in Peace is great, obviously. We don't want any of these sweepers. Is Path to Exile worth keeping? It probably is, right? Being able to path them mid-combo is meaningful disruption. Time Warp's probably fine. So ley lines currently have a chance of locking the game up at the start on Magic Online, so I don't want to play a donation league and like have 1 or 2 matches just like not play because of moto bugs. So I'm waiting for them to fix the ley line bug before we play the couple of decks towards the top with ley lines in them. We need ways to just attack them, chat. And like Nissa as a Grey Ogre is kind of okay. I'm gonna cut these Explore. I think they're just filler. Teferi's very good. He comes down on 5, and then he untaps 2 of our lands. So he allows us to play a card that generates card advantage and still hold up Disruption. I think Teferi is just good in general, and he's definitely good here. I'm gonna trim 1 path. Let's do this. Let's give this a try. Sure. Yep. Rip, Mana Leak, Planeswalker, sign me up. I don't know what the land grant bug was, so I can't tell you whether or not that's still a thing. I do not want to play Teague in my deck full of Planeswalkers. No. Alright. Well, opponent had the Nature's Claim, but they missed a land drop. We beat Storm. And then we had kind of a rough set against a blue-red Blood Moon deck. I punted game 1, though. I'm just gonna keep their shit off the table. Oh, in general, yeah, Teague's a fine hate card against them. Keeps their namesake off the table. Oh yeah, that's been fixed for a long time. Nature's Claim is in the opponent's deck for hate cards like Rest in Peace explicitly. So they expect our control deck to board in some number of cards like that. Basically against any deck that makes white mana, they have to board in Nature's Claim because they can't beat Stony Silence. So I am not surprised in the slightest that my opponent has Nature's Claim in their deck. We played Saheeli combo in the league before this one. If you didn't catch that one live, it'll be up on my YouTube channel tonight after I'm done streaming. I'll probably publish it about 6 o'clock or so this evening, so about 4 hours from now. We're finishing this league with Bant Planeswalkers, and then I'm going to be streaming some Hearthstone for a couple of hours. Any desire to get rid of the star? I think getting rid of the star is kind of greedy there. I think that's a little bit too aggressive. I think I'd rather just like get my Teferi going. I think our sweepers are good enough for that. Also, like, look at our mana base. White is very difficult to get with our mana base. I think thinking that we can get white consistently is probably not true. I can't play this out because of this Pyrite Spellbomb, which is unfortunate. Oh, I could have played it out because I could field with the Teferi and tap my lands. That's interesting. I didn't think about that. Well, these are a prime target for detention. There's a Serum Visions on top of my deck. Do I want to draw that with Teferi? Probably. Maybe not. I don't know. I could see that going either way. Go ahead and plus with this. That's a pretty good one. You've been very bad, opponent. Need to be sent to detention. He just generates so much tempo. Just like in decks like this that generally are pretty tempo negative, like you're trading down on mana a lot of the time, like being able to just like untap 2 lands every turn is so powerful, especially when we have things to play out on the opponent's turn. It's fine. It's fine, chat. I think I have to let this happen because I don't really want my Tireless Tracker to die here. Hopefully we're going to ult Teferi. I'm hoping we... Teferi ult with Tireless Tracker out? Sounds great. Sounds great. I guess they're gonna get to kill my tracker now, which sucks. You get to shoot this, which means we have to find another way to win the game. I guess Teferi's ult kinda wins the game. Yeah, poor Trex. Hey, hey-oh. We have Time Walk. Time Walk is better, is like... What if we hit Time Walk here? God, that would have been so good. I feel kind of cheated. Man, if we'd hit Time Walk, we'd have just exiled their whole board. Why would I Fate Seal? If we just have another one? It's really unfortunate if they do. This game definitely has less variance than Hearthstone in it. Almost certainly. That's so frustrating. We drew with Teferi. We brainstormed with Jace. We cracked 2 clues and just like stoned nothing in 6 draws. I guess we drew a path. We just had so many good draws with the Jace. Like, Counterspell stopped Crackcon Ironworks. Mastery of Time just ended the game on the spot. Like, if we hit Time Walk there, the game was over. We'd ult Teferi and then brainstorm the following turn and exile 3 of their lands. Like, this would not have been able to win anymore. This ultimate can exile lands, right? Yeah. So, I think brainstorming's right there. Like, there were a lot of really good draws in our deck. Snapcaster Mage was a good draw. Like, no, it's a Hex card. Time Warp, whatever the card's called. Take an extra turn. 5 mana. I like how everybody knew what I was talking about, though. Well, if we get a next turn, we get to alt Teferi and then Brainstorm with Jace, and then play second Jace and Brainstorm with Jace to just exile their entire board. So they need to kill me or take counters off of Teferi this turn. I think the path to exile on the Scrap Trawler might have forced a brick here. Scalding Tarn or Jace. Whatever you think is going to derive you more enjoyment. I'd probably recommend against Jace. He's not very good. There's a very reasonable chance that Jace comes down in price the longer he's in the format, as more people realize he's not very good. Yeah, I think this is they're realizing they have to go off because they're not going to beat the Teferi ultimate with Jace on board. So I think they're trying to go off here, but maybe they can't. That would be ideal for us. Yep. Just packs it in. Sweet. So we got pretty unlucky, but our path was enough there to disrupt them. These Dispels aren't good, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna run it back. It literally only counters Nature's Claim, right? And like, if we never see a Rest in Peace, Dispel just doesn't have a text box. Howdy, Jeff. I just bombed my AI exam. Thanks for providing a distraction. Well, thank you for the 2-month resubscription, Zeke. Hope your next one goes better. Thanks for the support. This is 2 of .deck. We've got 4 of the important cards, like Sakura-Tribe Elder. Thanks. We got four Sakura-Tribe Elders, the important, powerful ones. This is a very good Hearthstone hand. We need to play Serum Visions on 1, Rest in Peace on 2, Path plus Negate on 3. Unfortunately, this is still Magic, so we need to mulligan because we require some lands. This hand's fine. Like, not amazing, but fine. This can fetch Breeding Pool. Yeah, probably Temple Garden, actually. We'll play this Rest in Peace. Hey, we're gonna land again. It's good for us. Dang. Yeah, I'm gonna play Tribe Elder here first, I think, since they bricked. They're not killing us next turn. Let's avoid the 3-2 Rulk with the 13-month resubscription. Is that you telling me you expect me to 2-3? Is that what you're saying? You're expecting us to 2-3? The old double Nissa. We don't want to field them because it would give them green to potentially play. And by waiting on the rip here, they've been to Nature's Claim. That could just mean they have a second, though. Opponent's hand is real bad, apparently. Alrighty. Better lucky than good, chat. Actually, I should probably wait to crack that. I'm gonna go ahead and slam this rip. All right, lucky, lucky, lucky. These daytime streams are gonna get me fired. Well, don't get fired, Ralk. Don't do that. You can always catch them on YouTube after. I appreciate you coming by. At any rate, thank you everybody for coming by today. We got a little over 800 people. I really appreciate everybody hanging out here today. If you can't be talented, be lucky. Radishgast, I'm correct me on how to pronounce your username, please. Thank you very much for the very generous bits. I really appreciate that. Let me know if you want to use those to put a deck of your choice in the queue, or if there's something already in the queue that you'd like to see sooner. I really appreciate the support. Thank you, everybody. In addition to supporting the stream with bits and subscriptions, also be sure to check out the sponsors. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mousepads, binders, and bags with them. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn your Magic cards into other cards or cash directly with other players. There's no haggling. They just take a 1% fee off the top. And finally, this stream is made possible by viewers like Anaronix, Justin, Nivik, and you. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that follow button. Following the stream doesn't cost you anything. It'll let you know when I go live and with what. I always try and put the names of the decks that we're going to be playing on a given day in the stream title, so that way you can know if something sweet's coming up that you really want to catch. And if you can't catch something sweet live, be sure to check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. Everything gets archived there. What's the difference between donations and bits? So bits and donations both send money directly to the streamer. The difference is you buy bits through Twitch, and the person buying the bits pays the fee for them up front, whereas when you donate through PayPal, the person you're donating money to eats the fee on the PayPal side. The bits are technically more secure for the streamer, because with PayPal, people sometimes donate large amounts and then do chargebacks. So like their stuff pops up on screen, but then the streamer ends up not getting the money, whereas bits, all bits, the payments are handled by Twitch, and Twitch handles chargebacks, so bits are guaranteed money in the streamer's pocket. Bits also come with the fancy little bit badges there on stream. Search for tomorrow. This is probably a terrible matchup for us. If I had to venture a guess. I think we're heading towards the 3-2 chat, or the 2-3, because we're already 2-1. We don't really have great tools in the sideboard for this. The deck that we're playing is just like the exact style of deck that Scapeshift preys upon. We're this mid-range deck that doesn't put a clock on our opponent, and we don't have meaningful disruption for them. Donations drop into the cup too. You can see there's little coins there at the bottom. How are we doing? We are 2-1. We've beaten 2 kind of unlucky combo players, and I punted to a blue-red control player. The percentage on PayPal varies depending on how much you donate. Bits generally rake more than PayPal does. Does anybody in chat want to watch me get dumpstered by Scapeshift for 2 games? Does anybody in chat? Nah, I'm gonna overrule it. Actually, I'm just gonna pack it in. I've decided I'm just not. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the last one, shall we? You play Time Warp, and this deck accomplishes 2 things. One, it's basically another ramp spell that lets us flip Nissa Vastwood Seer sooner. And 2, it's a card that gives us more activations with our Planeswalkers. All right, we're 2-2. Hopefully we can finish 3-2. No, I am not considering playing this Bant deck at the Open. I think this deck's really sweet, and it plays some neat games of Magic, but overall, a deck with this many expensive spells in it is just kind of clunky, and there's a lot of really blistering, fast, brutal decks in Modern that are just going to get under this and pick it apart. So I think this deck is sweet. I think if you're looking for something for like local events, this is fine, but I think these just blue-white control decks in general are just kind of slow and clunky in Modern. I'm planning on playing green-black mid-range at the Open. Green-black rock, whatever you want to call it. There's a bunch of videos of it on YouTube. Flagstones of Trollcare. Are we setting up for a grind here, opponent? Would love to set up for a grind. You think Snapcaster is better than Jace VP? Probably. We have a good number of counter spells in our deck. Ship bears? Ship bears! We went 5-0 yesterday. So obviously, because we went 5-0 yesterday and we're 2-2 today, the changes I made were terrible. Or that's not how deck building works, and we should be more critical than that. One of the two. I'll let y'all decide. Yeah, in fact, so the open is not this weekend, but next weekend. There's 3 more Dealer's Choice Leagues in the queue. I intend to use all 3 of the Dealer's Choice Leagues in the queue to, I think that was a misclick, maybe? That's adorable. So I intend to use all 3 Dealer's Choice Leagues that are in the queue right now to play green-black before the open. We've made it into the hate bear bracket, chat. Although this looks like some kind of humans deck. Maybe it's not hate bears. The opponent's deck actually seems kind of neat so far. Actually seems kind of neat. All right, so do I want to just give him the D this turn? I kind of just want to give him the D. Let's give him the dirty D. Take this Thalia off the table. This is bad if they have another Thalia, but yeah, the Vegas Open in November is one of them on my maybe list. I need to talk to Maddie and the wife. What legacy decks do I not take as donation decks? Generally ones that can't beat Delver. If I think they're going to be too terrible against Delver, I turn them down. Yeah, they have another Thalia, so my Detention Sphere kind of got punished. Maybe I should have just played Nissa last turn. For a true professional, we'll draw Terminus. Bant Charm's okay. I'm gonna play Nissa out, get Forest. And then we can set ourselves up to like take a hit this turn, Cryptic Time Walk next turn, and like set up Nissa to start drawing cards and eventually find a sweeper. Bounce D-Sphere with Cryptic. That's actually a good line. Thank you. Good suggestion. So next turn, instead of tap draw, maybe we'll bounce tap. If they fire up and smash for everything here, it's only 7. Why not wait for the second Thalia? Look, this is Magic Online. You joke, but this card's a reason to have played my fetch land out aggressively here. So I'm going to take 8 on this attack down to 6. No blocks, obviously. Pass the turn here. Thoughts on Mutavault and 8-Whack? That deck has red spells, right? It's probably fine if it's like lands like 19 and 20 or like 20, 21, but I don't think you could cut mountains to play that card. So the way this game is going, I'm actually not going to do the bounce the D-Sphere line because I basically just need to draw a sweeper, right? So I'm going to tap, draw, and try and draw a sweeper here. Are they just like hoping I don't have a basic land? That's 10 out of 10 what this is, right? I in fact have 2 more basics in my deck. Thank you. Not many. When I don't mean good against Delver, I just mean not gonna get dumpstered, basically. It doesn't come in tapped. This is non-basic lands. I know how Magic works. Another mana leak, that sucks. So, oh, I guess taking me off that blue source means that I have a Dismember. God damn it, that's so brutal. Gives us one less draw with this. The fact that they took us off a blue source there means I can't snap Cryptic next turn. If I draw Terminus, I can fetch in response to the Miracle trigger and get basic planes. And we're dead, so we didn't draw a sweeper in 18 cards. That's pretty unfortunate. And again, like, this is just, like, someone asked earlier, like, why wouldn't I consider bringing this, would I consider bringing this deck to the open? I just, God, every time! And you know what? If we hadn't had the Dismember, if they hadn't dismembered us, we'd have drawn this card with the Nissa. I guess we would have died to this. No, we could have flashed in Snapcaster Mage to block. Yeah, just like, these decks that are trying to be interactive in Modern, they're gonna have the wrong half problem a pretty significant amount of the time. You're just like hoping the answers that you draw in a given game line up well into the cards your opponent's playing. And there's just a lot of the time where that's just not gonna happen. I'm gonna cut a Baloth. I think Cryptic's probably a little bit better. Yeah, I can't snap because I don't have enough blue. I only have 3 islands in the deck. So snap Cryptic to Time Walk was not an option there because they Ghost Quartered us, which was a good line from the opponent. Would Pernicious Deed be okay in Modern? Probably. Format's a little bit brutal for that card to be too overly powerful, I think. Seems great. Sign me up. Well, I wasn't sure if I wanted to play that one, but it's in play now. And I was also at 3, so I couldn't fetch a Shockland even if that Thalia wasn't in play. We did. You could. People that watched the stream and were really paying attention yesterday, you probably noted we ran hotter than the sun at several points. You probably took note that I ran hotter than the sun at several points. Steve-O's so good. He's a rampant growth that gains 2 life. 3 life, whatever. Man, this 4/4 is about to be great. You know what's a king among men? A 4/4 against White Weenie. Your move, go. Because there's plenty of things that are as explosive or more explosive, Jackal Girl, that require less setup, that require less flimsy things. This fucking Dismember, man. Opponent's build is sweet. I like leveraging Mutavault as a great utility land. Mutavault is just a very, very good card. We drew the land though, so get Wrath of Godded. Weird. Feeling good. We drew our sweeper against their deck. Maybe, I don't know. Mox Amber's been pretty bad every time we've played it. They could just be like playing good, honest white creature beatdown. Dismember is confirmed good against a 4/4. You're not wrong. Ooh, that's a beating. No, the Saheeli decks are just very clunky. Oh, Thalia's a beating. I guess we path her at end step and then untap in Teferi. Ripping the land wasn't as important this turn as it was last turn, so if I had to choose one of these 2 turns to rip the land, it definitely would have been last turn. How is Teferi embarrassing in the face of the Mutavault? He's going to tick up to 5, and he's going to untap my lands. He sounds great. I am not going to path this... Well, now I was going to say, if they didn't attack with the Mutavault, I was going to wait to path the Thalia till end of turn, so I didn't want them to play another one. I'd probably play Saheeli at the Open for 2 grand. For 2 grand, I'd play most things. But, like, the Open that I'm going to, I'm, like, taking that weekend. I would like to try and qualify for the Invitational, so I'm going to play the deck that I think gives me the best possible chance to do well at that tournament. And after all of the Modern I've been playing recently, I think the deck that gives me the best possible chance to do well in Modern right now is Green-Black mid-range. The deck's very powerful, and it's very consistent. Correct, yes. For 2 grand, I effectively made the finals of the Open and didn't have to win any matches to do so. So if they fire up this Mutavault, I think I'm going to path it, since my sweepers can deal with their other creatures in play. And then we're going to draw a bunch of cards over the next couple of turns because we have this Time Warp here. Neat. Oh, that's really bad for us. That means Teferi's going down. Sugar, we're going down. Going down in a really luau. Sugar, we're going down. Swinging. I'll be your number 1 with a bullet. Loaded gun complex, cock it and pull it. We're going down. Down. All right, I'm going to path this one here. Since they didn't... I probably should have sent all of these at Teferi. Now Teferi gets to live. Holy dicks! Are you kidding me? Oh my god, we're getting white weenie, chat. Oh my god, we're getting white weenied. Cast 2 mana Explore. Cast 5 mana Explore. Cast 2 mana Explore. Cast Sad Steve. I don't think they play Vile. Which seems fine. Their curve's pretty low anyways. I was like, man, this attack seems loose. Nope, it's fine. They got us. They got us. Holy dicks, Batman. Thank you for the 100 bits. I appreciate it. All right, we're going to 5 here. Yeah, 1 shot at a sweeper. If this was yesterday's stream, we'd be right. We're running out of good beats, chat. We're running out of the good beats. No, Tom, because I wanted to draw to a sweeper anyway, so I just wanted to keep Teferi at the... Yeah, the Salt Command is apt right now. Good games, opponent. Their deck's really sweet. Their build is neat. I like the disruption. I like the Lord effect. I think Mutavault is good technology. Like, the fact that they're double dipping into soldiers and humans gives them 2 lords. I am using a standing desk. I have a desk that goes up and down. Well, clearly, all of the changes that I made were very bad because we 2-3 today as opposed to 5-0ing yesterday. In actuality, I don't know. I think a lot of the things we did were fine. Tireless Tracker was just A+ every time we boarded him in. This card's just so good in Modern. If you're playing a green mid-ranger control deck, do this. That was the Sunpetal Grove. That was not a Cycle Land. It was not a Cycle Land. Yeah, I would play something close to the opponent's deck. The opponent's deck looked really sweet. I think that would be a fine donation deck. Settle the Wreckage doesn't do anything. I think Settle the Wreckage is much worse than just playing actual sweepers, and I have 5 actual sweepers plus 2 Snapcaster Mages. So, like, we just need to draw another regular sweeper or a Snapcaster Mage there. I don't know. I think if I was going to play this again, I'd run it back card for card as is and just get a better feel for it. Five games isn't a big sample size. We also ultimately didn't change that much. Like, we just made small changes overall. At any rate, that's going to wrap my Magic segment for today. So we're going to transition into